Welcome to the Wealth Mindset series, and today I'm talking about the 10%. So, what do I actually mean by the 10%? So, let's start at the beginning. Over 100 years ago, well, not quite 100 years ago, get this right, there was a massive depression in the United States, and a gentleman by the name of George S. Clason started writing a series of articles in the newspaper. Those articles were later put together in a book, which has become one of the biggest selling books in the world. And the book is called The Richest Man in Babylon. Now, in this book, George S. Clason talks about setting aside 10% of your income and investing that money, so setting it aside for your future. Now, that has gained massive momentum throughout the world, with almost every financial advisor that you talk to advocating that you set aside 10% of your gross income. Now, that was a little easier to do when you had the benefits of pensions and being able to take your money out before you pay taxes on it and all that sort of thing. But the governments have gradually wilted away any sort of incentives that you had for saving. And so people have got to the stage where they get their money in their hand and then they spend everything that they have. And they live paycheck to paycheck. And so the theory of setting aside 10% of your income basically got forgotten, but gained more momentum again now because of the difficult financial times people find themselves in. And it's not something that you can practice just when there is a financial difficulty. It is something that you need to put into practice long before a situation occurs. So let's talk about the 10%, how you can do that, and how you can automate it. Now, I teach 4-category investing. And my formula for wealth, if you've watched the Formula for Wealth series, is that you build a business. The income you get from your business you use to invest in property and in shares. You protect all that. You hedge is terminology we use. All that by having gold and silver bullion. And within those 4 categories that we invest in, there are always markets that are going up and markets going down. So it's possible to make money in absolutely any economy. So when we talk about setting aside the 10%, because we know how to make money regardless as to what the economy is doing, the key importance of the 10%, in my eyes today, is that if you want to take time off, can you afford to down tools for 6 months and go on a holiday? Go on a dream holiday around the world for 6 months and not have to worry about your financial status? Do you have sufficient cash set aside so that if you have a breakdown, you need a new washing machine, or you need repairs done to your home, whatever it might be, whatever the emergency might be, you have sufficient income set aside to cover it? And this, to me, is where the 10% now comes into its own. it becomes a very important investing tool to ensure that we can look after ourselves no matter what the economy is doing at any time. We're in a situation where we're dealing with high death rates at the moment. Do you have enough cash if you fall ill to be able to support yourself? So let's look at how you put the 10% into practice. Now, everything can be automated. If you set up a standing order or a direct debit from a bank account, you can invest into shares. You can automatically put your money into a share account where the money that is arrived or the money that arrives in the share account is then automatically invested for you based on the instruction that you have given the share company. Okay, you don't have to do anything with it. They will automatically invest for you. And then when you're earning sufficient dividends, they will automatically invest those dividends for you. So it's very simple to automate investing and have something building up for your future. One of the strategies that I use with the share investing is money goes in automatically every month. I control what I invest in. I don't use their automatic system. But to generate cash flow for myself, whenever there is income coming in off my shares, I draw down 25% of that and I reinvest 75% of the money. That ensures that I have an income coming in every month. And it's a simple practice. Now, for some people, when they first start, 10% is a lot of money to set aside. So start with 1%. And when you feel comfortable with 1% and you realize that you don't miss that 1% out of your income each month, increase it to 2%. And then get yourself comfortable with 2% and increase it to 3%. And gradually build it up until you get yourself to 10%. 10% is a minimal amount to set aside to protect your future. All it means is that you need to generate the discipline to do it. As I said, when money comes in every month, most people live paycheck to paycheck. But if you're looking at just 1% to start with, that is a very small amount. And have a look at what you spend. Are you a person who goes and buys a cup of coffee every day or a sandwich every day? It's cheaper to make it at home, and if you're going to work, to take your lunch and your drinks with you. It saves you a lot of money, and you would be able to get that 10% quite easily. 1%, extremely easy. You will be very surprised at how much money you can save. And while we talk about a way of finding that extra cash, what about all the direct debits you have on your bank account? When was the last time you checked those to ensure you weren't paying for something that you no longer want? 10% is the future for you. What can you do with 10%? 10 years down the track or 20 years down the track. If you don't have dreams to go anywhere, think about your retirement, and that would probably allow you to retire earlier if you start putting aside the 10% now. And by the way, read this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. The information in here is unbelievable. And considering the theories have been around for such a long time, when you look at the wealthy people, they have been implementing this for a long, long time. So why aren't you?